Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. I'm Arfa Khanum Sherwani. Afghanistan is electing its next president, and we are here in the heart of the country in Kabul. We have with us the man who's been in the center of controversies. He's been a former Mujahideen leader. He has given his name to Philippine insurgent group Abu Sayyaf. His name also finds mention in the 9/11 Commission report. But at the same time, he's a great Islamic scholar. He's widely respected in Afghanistan, and above all, he opposes Taliban. Mr. Abdul Rasul Sayyaf, welcome to the show, sir. First of all, you said that you want to establish an Islamic government. What do you mean by Islamic government?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidina Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man bihadi ihtada. We want to establish a government in the circle of our institution law. And our institution law has been made in the light of Islamic principles. So, when we say we want to establish an Islamic government, it is meaning that this government will give the right of every body, every group, every ethnic group, all the people who are living under the shadow of that government. And also, Islamic government is meaning there will be justice, there will be security, there will be stability, there will be good deal and good relations with the world community.
But Taliban, they've also been saying that they will rule, and they had actually ruled in the name of Islam. How different is your theory from their theory?
Movement of Taliban was created for two purposes, mainly. There were some other purposes also, but for two purposes. The one purpose was to give a bad picture from Islam. Islam is not allowing us to kill the people, to kill the children, the women. Islam doesn't allow us to do such bad things like explosions, like cutting the roads. The second purpose of their creation was to weaken the strength of Afghan Mujahideen government. Mm-hmm. You know that after the collapse of communist regime and after the destruction of Soviet Union, Afghanistan became a hero, not only in the region, but all over the world.
But you know, the way the world looks at a Sharia government or an Islamic government, you know, you have an example of how Taliban ruled here, or probably the way the Islamic Republic of Pakistan rules there in Pakistan. So what I'm trying to say is, for you, is it going to be a challenge to portray a different picture of Islamic government?
Definitely, we don't want to give that picture which Taliban gave it. Mm-hmm. In the beginning of Islamic religion, there were some very, very strong and very lively examples for Islamic government in the period of Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Omar, and Osman and Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhum, which we called that period by the name of Khulafai Rashidin period.
Right.
Islamic government is not meaning killing people, hating people. Islamic government is full of kindness, full of justice, and full of the favors of the human being.
Right. But let's come back to the reality that the financial issues you're going to have. We know that the 70% of expenses are borne by Western countries and Western powers.
Yeah.
When you say that you want to establish Islamic government, do you think that the Western forces will continue to support you even when you want to rule in the name of Islam?
You know that without an Islamic government, it is impossible to restore stability and security in Afghanistan. Without an Islamic pure and real government, it is impossible to face Taliban and to stop them. And it is impossible without Islamic government to eliminate the roots of terrorism. Because all others have been tested.
Yes.
All the world came here to Afghanistan to defeat the terrorism, but they were not able to do that. But with an Islamic government, we can defeat Taliban. We can eliminate terrorists from Afghanistan.
Right.
Without that, it is impossible.
Right.
Therefore, I think the Western also, the Western government and states also will agree, and they will welcome an Islamic government in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Now, come to the election campaign which you are carrying for last few weeks. We have not been able to witness rallies as huge as we can see of other candidates. Are you still confident of your victory?
I'm 100% confident about the victory, about the winning this election, because we lived among our people. We remained among our people.
But there were not enough people in your rallies. I mean, we did not witness many.
I will come to that. We were with our people in some very bad days which they had. Maybe our other friends can collect many people.
You're saying that they buy people?
This is not meaning that they have the majority of the people. Because the majority of the people in Afghanistan, they are with me in my thinking and the duration of my movement.
Right.
The purposes which I want to implement here in Afghanistan, they are with me. And something else also, unfortunately, our gathering were not published as they were.
Right, okay. Yeah. So the next issue is of corruption, which you say that you're going to, take it up and going to make the country corruption free. But there are some corruption charges even on you. I mean, there are a couple of corruption charges of, say, the land grabbing charges. Do you accept those charges?
No, it is all these things are propaganda. I issued my challenges to all the people. If they have any small evident witness to prove their claim, I am ready to sit with them. Nobody became ready to sit with me. All these rumors are from those who have been defeated by our struggle in the period of our struggle against Soviet Union.
Right. Okay. So the next thing is about the roadmap of governance. I mean, what is your roadmap for the governments? What I mean to say is that will you engage with Taliban? Do you think once you form the government, you become the president of Afghanistan, do you think you can do without engaging Taliban? Are you willing to bring them to the table?
I believe if we came to the power, Taliban will agree or they will be forced to lay their weapon and come back for negotiation. Another thing in this regard is Taliban are some kind of tools in the hands of others. They have no an independent presence. They are tools. They are used by others. But I promised my nation that I will strongly try my best to restore the security.
Will you make them part of the government?
This is meaning that I will defend from my nation, from my people, strongly, and I will imply the law, the criminal law on those who are engaged in these kind of operations. So when we imply our law, I think this will bring 50% change in the security situation of Afghanistan.
Right. But will you make them part of the government if
If they came back, they are like other people of the nation, and we are making our government from the people of the nation.
Do you think they have a support base among people even now? Do you think there are some people who support them?
No. All their support is through their force
The weapons.
on the people. Yeah. Otherwise, nobody wants them now. In the beginning, they had some supporters in the beginning of their movement, but now they lost all the support of the people, the sympathy of the people. They have lost it.
The next and the biggest issue in Afghanistan today is the security problem. I spoke to at least a dozen ordinary common people, and for them the single largest issue was security. We know that 2014 will be important in the history of Afghanistan, not because the presidential election, but also because the NATO forces will leave Afghanistan. Are you confident that once they leave, are you equipped enough to take care of your security, to take charge of your destiny?
I think if we were able to establish a strong national unity here in Afghanistan, in that time we will be able to face any challenge which is coming from outside. So in the beginning we will try our best to establish that national unity. We will try our best. And also beside that, we have promised our nation that in the column of our priorities, the first subject is security. And we have our plan how to secure Afghanistan.
Like?
We need a very frank program, the strong aim, decision, and to be serious and sincere in the implementation of that program which we have it. But till now, we are not able to explain that, the programs belong to security.
So you don't want to divulge the details.
Yeah.
Right. But do you think, the police of Afghanistan and also the army, have they been able to be trained enough to take
They have been
charge?
trained enough. We need some heavy weapons for them. And also, we are concerned of one thing, how to find an internal income for the security forces to spend on them from our own income.
All right. You're saying that you will generate your own source of income.
That is engaging our mind, and we have many national resources here in Afghanistan to benefit from these resources legally and also in a good manner. I think Afghanistan is not a rich country, but we were not allowed till now to benefit from our resources.
What is your plan of eliminating unemployment, lack of education, a very, very poor health system? What is your plan about that?
I think without security, we cannot move in any other field. After security, we have to prepare the situation for the governance of the law. After the governance of the law, we have strong struggle against corruption and fraud. After that, we have the plan of how to use our national resources. When we go after these 3 steps toward the national resources, I think in that time we will be able to spend on our security forces to bring some development and the health field and the education field and other fields. All these things depend on securing country, preparing the situation for the governance of the law, and eliminating the roots of the corruption.
So you will open your market for the foreign investors, will you?
We should think some principles, some manners which can be useful for our economy.
You're saying that the investment should be based on some principles and the kind of guidelines which one government will outlay, right?
Yeah.
The next question is of the human rights, women's rights, minority rights. You've not been a great supporter of women's rights, I've heard.
No, that is also a propaganda. I think the rights of women are completely saved in the shadow of an Islamic system. The rights which had been given to the women through Islamic principles, these rights have been not given in any other system to the women. We are giving them the right of the education, the right of to use their political rights, to work, to be ministers, to work in other administration. But more than that, we want for the women 2 things which others are not planning for giving them these 2 rights. One is how to prepare an honorable situation for their work, an honorable field for their works, because the honor of the woman is more important for us than any other things.
Right.
The second thing is that the women should work in those jobs, those fields which are worthy and for their creation, and not be heavy on their creation.
Should they be a part of the army and police?
They should have because we need special training women for those affairs which belong to the women. Those fields which belong to the women.
But why do you say that only men should be deciding what women should do? Why can't they decide for themselves?
Oh, this is not our decision. This is the decision of our Creator. I was asked by some women that you told we don't want to put those jobs on the women which is harmful for their creation. They asked me about some examples. I told them, are you ready to be taken 2 kilometers under the ground to get out cola for us?
No, if they're trained enough, then they can do that.
No. It will harm their creation. You know that the creation of women is different from the creation of the men. There are some jobs which women can do it, but men cannot do it. There are some jobs which men can do and women cannot do it.
But you still want them to decide for themselves, do you?
They are an honorable part of the society. We cannot ignore them. We cannot deny their rights.
Right.
So
And how about the free press?
the
The freedom of the press?
in the freedom of the press, we are bound with the freedom of the press, and also we believe in the freedom of the press. Our Prophet, peace be on him, says that those who are quiet from the speaking about the rights and the realities, they are some quiet devils.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, our Prophet, peace be on him, says that those who are speaking about the realities in front of the dictators, they are doing the biggest jihad.
Right. So we will see more television
No.
channels and more newspapers if you rule Afghanistan.
No, but one thing is very important, that we want the freedom of the media and the press and the circle of Islamic and human being values. Because some people are coming by you misusing the freedom of the press,
Right.
abusing the people, doing bad thing, which is harmful for the character of the society. So these things should be controlled.
Right. Okay, now let's talk about India and Afghanistan relation and also the regional cooperation. What is your plan? I mean, are you going to prioritize Pakistan and Iran over India? Or do you think India should get preference over these two countries?
You know that the question of relations with the neighboring country, we want good relation with all neighboring country. We want good neighborhood with them if they want it. If they want it. We don't have any bad aims and purposes against any of our neighboring country. We don't want their nations to be harmed. We don't want these countries to be unstable or unsecure. But unfortunately, till now, they were not able to read our minds toward them, unfortunately. So this is from our side. We want good neighborhood with them, we want good relations with them, but the conditions, I told that if they want this.
Right. Now, specifically about India.
About India, I'm
yeah.
coming about it. About India is our historical friend. We had, along the history, good relations with India. We want to strengthen that relations. And we believe that the strength of relations between Afghanistan and India, it will be in the favor of both countries. It will be in the favor of the region, and also it will be in the favor of the stability in the region.
Right. Whatever India has done so far, like training your security personnel and doing some construction work, providing electricity to Afghan homes, how do you look at it? Do you think India has really done some contribution?
They have done their best. We are thanking Indian government and Indian people for their good relations, good help. So we do hope to strengthen these relations more than past time.
Right, okay. But how do you then manage your relations with, say, Pakistan and Iran? When we talk about India, we know that it becomes too complicated.
No, it is not complicated. We have our own policy, how to establish and how to strengthen our relations with the foreign countries. Nowadays, all the world community is becoming like one family. All countries must have good relations with the other countries in the world. So when we are speaking about Iran and Pakistan, I spoke about them, that we want good relations with all our neighboring country, and we want to be for each other good neighbors if they want. From our side, this is our our proposal, and we propose the brotherhood and the neighborhood if they want.
Yeah.
But about India, India is our friend. We will go forward in this friendship, and our friendship with other countries, with the neighboring countries, will never have any effect on our relations with India.
My last question to you, that India is also a mix of so many religions and castes, such a diverse society, and we all try to live in harmony. Do you think this is something which Afghanistan can take cue from, that how to balance all the societies and communities?
Here in Afghanistan, more than 99% of the people are Muslims. And Islam have appointed their jobs and their rights. And due that, we will take care of all. About the minority also, Islam has given us very good direction how to take care of their life, how to take care of their security, how to take care of their other affairs of the life. So I think as we had the minority of Sikhs and Hindus, I think they were very happy before the war in Afghanistan.
Right.
But unfortunately, they had been
They had very bad times after
they,
that.
They'd been harmed by some people during the struggle in Afghanistan, during the fighting. But before that, and also if even those who left Afghanistan, if they want to come back, they are welcome. They are from our part of our nation. They are the people of Afghanistan. They are Afghans.
Right.
They will benefit from their rights.
Right. Thank you very much, sir.
And thank you.
So this is a very, very beautiful country, but badly broken country. We wish them all the luck and hope that whoever they elect as the president would be best for them. That's all for now. Goodbye.